In this series, we will analyse teams, identify problem areas, and suggest solutions in the form of incoming players. We won't follow gossip, rumours, or conjecture. We don't have inside information, and we're not considering the brand value of players, purely their on-field performance and their suitability for the team in question. Today's team is Borussia Dortmund. Welcome to Sensible Transfers. Ordinarily, these videos would suggest new players for a club. Borussia Dortmund, however, appear to have finished their summer business extraordinarily early, so this video, rather than suggesting new players, will investigate Dortmund's recruitment rationale for those already newly signed, to ask whether these players were sensible transfers. Dortmund, as coached by Lucien Favre, ran Bayern Munich close in last season's Bundesliga. They scored the second most goals and conceded the fourth fewest. In Paco Alcacer, they had the second highest scorer in the Bundesliga, while Jadon Sancho led the assist charts with 14. They significantly exceeded their XG in actual goals, scoring those 81 from an XG total of 60.9 using Wyscout's model. They also enjoyed the third highest average possession, made the most passes per minute, and conceded the third fewest shots. In short, they were a very good team, outperforming their expected capacity for scoring while also keeping it tight defensively and hogging the ball. And Dortmund are a smart recruiting club, guided by the excellent director of football Michael Zorc, a Dortmund legend who holds the club record for appearances as a player. But how does one improve an already excellent team? Dortmund moved quickly this summer to secure 4 big deals, but were they sensible transfers? Fullbacks who can get forwards, support attacks, overlap and provide crosses are crucial for most dynamic modern footballing sides. In Favre's preferred 4-2-3-1, where the front four provide movement and the wide attackers often cut inside, attacking fullbacks are key. Last season, Dortmund mostly used Lucas Piszczek on the right and Achraf Hakimi on the left, and they both played extremely well, but there are issues. Piszczek is 34 and Hakimi, naturally right-footed, is halfway through a 2-year loan from Real Madrid and is almost certain to return. Of the stand-ins, Rafael Guerreiro actually did very well playing higher up the pitch, recording 6 assists, but is a defensive concern, while Marcel Schmelzer is good, but not great. Nico Schulz is definitely a sensible transfer. He was one of the 2 best left-backs in the Bundesliga last season, along with Bayern's David Alaba. Of left-sided defenders in Europe's top 5 leagues, no one contributed more expected assists than Schulz, both in total and per 90. He also made 0.84 key passes per 90, 4th in Europe's top 5 leagues for left-backs, while leading the Bundesliga for key passes overall, and his deep completion numbers, showing how well he got the ball into dangerous areas in the box from wide, are excellent. He was also 4th in the Bundesliga overall for progressive runs that move the ball forwards 10 or more metres, or runs that end in the penalty area. In short, Dortmund have secured one of the best attacking left-backs in European football, one whose experience playing as a wing-back in Hoffenheim's 3-1-4-2 shows his ability both to attack and to secure a whole flank defensively. Indeed, Schulz could even be used as a left winger should circumstance require it. This is a move that secures Dortmund a top-class left-back entering his peak years. The Dortmund's style is predicated on quick shifts of the ball forwards, either from the centre-backs or from the full-backs. The attacking front four then combine in a series of intricate passes, often looking either to run onto through passes or get the ball wide into areas from which low crosses can be generated for on-rushing players. The front four are fluid, slightly less so when Alcacer is the front man, but generally they move well in concert and create problems by swapping positions, making runs from deep and being able to carry and pass at real pace. Julian Brandt and Thorgan Hazard will both augment this. Both players are versatile. Hazard has played on the left and the right wings, as well as in deeper wide positions in a 4-man midfield, and can play as a 10 too. Brandt is probably a left winger by instinct, but played in a hybrid 8-10 central midfield role this season for Bayer Leverkusen to great effect. This season, Hazard led the Bundesliga for progressive runs and was second for total dribbles, while Brandt was second only to Sancho for smart passes that take opposition players out of the game, and second only to Thomas Müller for total deep completions. It's also worth noting that by acquiring Brandt and Hazard, Dortmund now have 3 of the top 5 assist providers from last season's Bundesliga. and when one adds in Schultz, 4 of the top 7 players for expected assists. Both Hazard and Brandt will add to Dortmund's already bristling attacking options. They're players who thrive on the sort of play that Dortmund tried to create: quick bursts of pace, rapid passing exchanges, driving to the byline to pull back crosses, or carrying the ball forwards. They will complement players like Marco Reus, Mario Götze and Jadon Sancho, creating a variety of attacking options that will be a serious headache for any opposition. Perhaps the most arguable transfer of Dortmund's summer business was the acquisition of centre-back Hummels, who moved to Dortmund in 2008 on loan from Bayern Munich before making the move permanent, only to return to Bayern in 2016. Back in the black and yellow of the club where he made his name and won the World Cup with Germany, Hummels is still a good defender despite the issues suffered by Bayern last season. Bayern's centre-back berths were shared between Hummels, Jerome Boateng and Niklas Süle, and with Manuel Neuer having a poor season, Bayern sometimes seemed to be playing a higher line than their defenders could cope with. Hummels has declined physically a little, but is still an excellent reader of the game. Crucially, he brings experience to a central defence of Manuel Akanji and dan-axel Zagadou, both talented but neither the finished article. Zagadou can be prone to lapses in concentration, while Akanji is elegant and a good passer, but can suffer in the air. Hummels will also augment Dortmund's build-up play. He was second overall in last season's Bundesliga for progressive passes per 90, only Boateng had more. His 11.9 passes to the final third per 90 will again help Dortmund's progressive passing style from the back, and among centre-backs in Europe's top 5 leagues, no player has made more passes forwards per 90. Defensively, it's quite hard to assess Hummels given that Bayern are so dominant domestically, and that many of their issues last season in this regard were due to the goalkeeper. Nonetheless, if Hummels plays alongside a younger, more athletic defender such as Zagadou, this will likely benefit them both. So, in some regards, this is a sensible transfer. There will be questions over the cost, but the benefits may well outweigh the negatives. Dortmund's transfer moves have, of course, been excellent. They found players who will adapt easily to their style and build on what they already do well. In Schultz, they've addressed an area that needed strengthening, while in Hazard and Brandt, they've picked up 2 of the most creative Bundesliga talents that they didn't already own, and Hummels adds experience and progressive passing from deep. And here is what we think the team could look like. While Dortmund have spent a lot of money, they've spent it well. Schultz, Brandt and Hazard are brilliant buys. Hummels is more questionable but still makes sense. Overall, these are sensible transfers. Hello and thank you for watching today's video. I'm Joe.
And I'm Alex. And every Tuesday we bring out a podcast, and at the moment we are talking about the same sort of thing as you've just seen in the video. So sensible transfers, in which I'll suggest a list of names to Joe for good people to buy for clubs.
If you would like to listen to the podcast, you can find us on Apple, Spotify, Google, or pretty much anywhere that you download your podcasts for. If you would like to watch us, you can search for Tifo Podcast on YouTube, where we film the full episodes and they go up every week. Search for the Tifo Football Podcast and we'll be with you every Tuesday. Thank you again for watching.
Thank you.